Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Gamecast. I'm James, and today I'm reviewing Kirby Triple Deluxe for the Nintendo 2DS and 3DS. This is the 15th installment in the Kirby franchise where you play as none other than our favorite pink little ball. There are 6 levels in the game with 6 stages in each level, one being a boss stage that is unlocked by collecting the new Sunstones that are introduced in the game. There's a final Pseudo 7 stage that is primarily a boss fight, but you can count it if you want. The new Sunstones are scattered throughout the levels, having anywhere between 1 to 5 in each. Kirby has 26 different abilities that he uses in order to defeat his enemies, each having their special alterations to the character, along with his original moveset, jumping, floating, exhaling, and kicking. They introduce a new ability for Kirby which is called Hypernova Kirby, which after Kirby consumes a special fruit that grows on the Dreamstalk, he starts to cycle through different colors, and his initial inhale ability is vastly more powerful, able to absorb stage hazards like trees, rocks, or large enemies, and sometimes even bosses. One of my personal favorite aspects of this game is the collectible keychains that are found scattered throughout the world. Over 250 of them, all tracing back to past Kirby games that can be found or purchased with play coins. This adds a feature to the game that's quite difficult to get on the first try. In order to 100%, you most likely will have to have a second playthrough. The game handles fantastically as you would expect a platformer would, and very rarely did I run into control issues, and if I did, it was to say it wasn't on my end. Each stage is a combination of stars, which, like coins in Mario, you get 100, you get an extra life, sunstones, and keychains that can be found in various areas of the game. Some are tucked away nicely in places you would overlook, while others are placed directly in plain sight. There's 100 sunstones in all. Collecting all of the sunstones unlocks upon completion extra levels with an increased difficulty and special keychain that can only be obtained by completing the aforementioned task. Now, one of my favorite aspects of all games is obviously the soundtrack, and like other Kirby games, the soundtrack in this game is very upbeat and playful. Even during the boss fights, there is an air of bouncing happiness, and including the more somber tone pieces, you still find that playful Kirby themes that you know and love. Um, which is always enjoyable when your main character is so darn cute. But in all honesty, the soundtrack has those memorable pieces that you can pick out that remind you of the past Kirby games, and it's just a fantastic soundtrack if you can break away for a second to listen to it. I believe it's on YouTube. Graphically, the game is fantastic. Each level has a specific design in mind that is complemented by the music that plays in the background and the enemies you find in each one. The game running at 60 frames per second looks smooth and plays smoothly, while the cutscenes as well look fantastic. So overall, with the gameplay and the cutscenes, it's a very smooth transition between the two. To keep you playing Kirby, they include a few new game modes, one of them being the Kirby Fighters, which is a unique game mode that emulates the Super Smash Bros. Series. Selecting a specific Kirby fighting ability, you and 3 friends can duke it out to the last one standing. While I haven't put many hours into this minigame, I can say that it's fun to play at a Street Pass event, or if you and your friends are just out and about and you want to play download play. It does offer that. It also gives us our fix of Smash Bros. Until Smash Bros. Actually comes out. So that's a plus. One of my personal favorite game modes in it is the King DDD Drum Dash, which if you haven't played Harmonite, I would highly suggest you do. It's basically like that game. It's rhythm-based. You bounce on the drums and you dodge enemies based on the music in the stage, collecting an array of coins throughout the levels that add to your final score. Lastly, to get you to play through yet another time, they include a King DDD run through the initial campaign, where you play as King DDD throughout the levels. I haven't done that one yet, but I assume it's going to be the same, just obviously with King DDD as Hammer. With all that being said, after putting a fair amount of time into the game, I can say I enjoyed this one, and while my personal favorite is Crystal Shards for the N64, this one is a close second. The story is touching, and what I look for in every video game, a fantastic soundtrack, was present here. I haven't been this satisfied with a Kirby game since, I'm probably going to say Epic Yarn. The game's replayability feels very high to me, and while Nintendo doesn't have gamer score or trophies, the keychains and the sunstones are a pretty neat way to show your dedication in the game. Overall, I would give Kirby Triple Deluxe 4.5 out of 5 Sunstones. I would highly suggest you grab a copy if you haven't, give it a playthrough, and if you don't already love the Kirby series, you most likely will after you play this game. It has that mini game, the Super Smash Bros. One, the Kirby Fighters, so it does have multiplayer capabilities that after the game, you won't just leave it in a shelf or wherever you put your games. And if you love side-scrolling platformers, you will most likely fall in love with this game if you already haven't fallen in love with the pink puffball himself. Thanks for watching GameCast's review of Kirby Triple Deluxe. Be sure to leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of the game, and subscribe for future reviews, webisodes, or head on over to Facebook or Twitter and follow us there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.